But we start in China, where record-breaking rainfall has caused floods that have killed at least 25 people. Underground railway tunnels have been flooded, trapping passengers in rising waters. You might have seen some of that footage online. Authorities say they have now averted the danger of a dam collapsing. Worst hit is the province of Henan and its capital Zhengzhou, which has a population of 12 million people. The city sits on the banks of China's Yellow River. In just 3 days, it's recorded the equivalent of a year's average rainfall. We've been speaking to people in the city to hear their experiences. Here's a message one person sent us.
Hi, my name is Wan Qian. I'm in Henan, Zhengzhou, China. Yesterday it was really hectic rain in our city and I was lucky staying at home, but the rain is so heavy and we felt that we're going to wash away by the rain. And I watched the news afterwards because many people was still at work and they couldn't get home and because of the flood, and some people got missing and some people got trapped in a subway and they nearly died, many people, and the water was higher than the subway door outside, so they can't even open the subway door. We still feel very scared because there's a lot of rain around, and we contact all the family members. Luckily they're all safe, but we still get very scared now, and we're waiting to see if everything will be fine soon. There's a lot of damage around us and we can see there's a lot of flood everywhere, is car and water. We're very scared.
The vivid words of Wang Qian in Zhengzhou itself. And we do know that at least 12 people have died after getting stuck in the underground railway tunnels, and more than 500 people were rescued. Let's bring in our China media analyst, Kerry Allen. Hi, Kerry.
Hi, James.
I don't know if you heard Wang Qian there saying, we feel very scared. Is that representative on what you're seeing online?
Absolutely. I've not seen anything like this, a major disaster where there's a lot of people really, really concerned, very much since the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak. It's all over official media today. Everywhere you look, you're seeing footage of this water that's just so high. I mean, it literally looks like roads are rivers and the water is flowing so quickly. There have been reports as well that hospitals have lost power, and I've seen footage of hospitals literally flooded on their ground floors. Also, there have been reports of people losing mobile signals so they can't contact their relatives. Others have lost electricity, and in some areas, people don't have access to clean water. So this is a major crisis for Henan at the moment, particularly people in Zhengzhou.
I'm just looking at the China Daily, which, as you know, Kerry, is the English language edition of a newspaper sent out by the Chinese Communist Party. One page here says, rescue on the way. Is that how China tends to cover disasters, focusing on the positives of the rescue effort and perhaps not so much on some of the problems which may have caused the disaster?
Very much so, yes. It's often the case that you'll see a lot of campaigns from official media very much emphasising the good work that's being done by the authorities. So what you'll do is you'll see posters on big media like CCTV and People's Daily telling people in China, if they're looking at social media platforms like Sina Weibo, to kind of, come on to people in Henan. We're going to get through this together.
Jiayo, maybe.
Yeah,
Mandarin.
jiayo.
Yeah, jiayo.
Yeah.
I do remember that phrase from China. And is there anywhere then that people can ask questions about what happened on the subway? And of course, all of us, you and me included, who've seen pictures of the people on the subway, really our hearts are in our mouths when we look at those pictures.
Yeah, well, this has been one of the striking things today, that there have also been interviews with people who were on the subway. And yeah, you'll normally see Chinese media very much emphasizing the positive works of the firefighters and the police. You know, they're handing out water to people stuck on trains, for example, firefighters rushing out to rescue people. But also there have been a number of media today interviewing people who were stuck on that subway train. And they've been telling these really dramatic stories, very, ones that literally, make your heart race, talking about how, for example, there was a man who said he was over 1.80 meters tall and it was up to his shoulders and there were women standing on seats. There's been another article today in a newspaper which has said there's a man who couldn't get in contact with his wife. He was trying to get in contact with her for 4 hours, and she was one of the people on that subway, and he's so thankful that she's okay. But yeah, these very dramatic, quite scary testimonials from people today, which is very unusual for Chinese media to hear so many voices of people saying that they're actually quite scared.
Kerry Allen, our China media analyst, thank you so much. So what did cause that flooding? Well, let's bring in Naveen Singh Khadka, our World of Service environment correspondent. Hi, Naveen.
Hi there.
What role might climate change have played in this?
Okay, so this is what I get asked quite often these days when events like this happen. You see, and the standard answer, I'm sure our audiences are also used to the standard answer now, but I'll have to say that again, that, scientists are very careful not to attribute one single event to climate change directly. But here's the point. What they say is, when events like this, when as they are happening all around us, what we saw in Germany or now in China or the wildfires in the US. So what they are saying is when they projected the long-term projection, that there would be these kind of things in the long run. And what they are saying is what the world is seeing now fits into that long-term projection. And that is why they are saying that climate impacts are happening around the world. So by that metrics, yes, we can say that there is some fingerprint in this event as well. But again, what exactly climate change, how much was the role? I think we'll have to wait for further scientific studies.
And let's look at China in particular and these floods. We have been reporting on our news bulletin that an entire year's worth of rainfall fell within 3 days. How often do we see these kind of dramatic floods in China?
Well, in China, if you looked at our own coverage in recent years, this is going up. The frequency, the intensity. Now, this is not to say that it never happened in the past, but here's the thing, and that is what I was trying to make the point earlier, that scientists are saying that this, what you said just now, massive amount of rainfall within a short span of time. See the figure, 624 millimeter of rainfall on Tuesday, 1/3 of that within an hour. That is the thing, and we've got
that's almost impossible to understand, that intensity of rainfall.
That is what it is. So, see, I mean, it was not this big, but even Germany had the same explanation. Massive amount of rainfall within a short span of time. Now, these are the things that, if you go back to the IPCC warning or the World Meteorological reports, one after another, World Meteorological Organization's reports, they all have been warning that this is going to happen. And then what we're seeing is the intensity and the frequency is going up and up and up. And we've been told that if the warming continues, then these will definitely go very, very up.
Do countries then need to update their warning systems?
Yes. So this is where it all comes about adaptation. So you have to live with all this, and you have to learn to minimize the damages. You'll have to adapt to all this. That's the another thing that we talk about when we are also trying to address the prime culprit, which is the greenhouse gases. And in that, what you said just now, the warning, the early warning systems, definitely we need them very badly. And we also have been hearing from many countries in the world that they are yet to get the up-to-date technology, for example, satellite information. But China, by and large, has a robust system. But again, it's again what we saw in Germany. They had the system, but the information did not percolate to the ground, to those communities. The same story is in China as well.
Naveen Singh Khadka, our World Service environment correspondent, thank you so much. Well, we've heard about extreme weather in other countries around the world in recent weeks, as Naveen was just explaining. After past, we're going to bring you a conversation with people in Germany and Belgium about the aftermath of the floods